Hi there YouTube, this is Evil Joey here, coming to you with a new deck profile. Just completed this deck, so I figured I'd share it with you. So yeah, this deck is Dark Irregulars. As soon as I saw the new grade 3, I really wanted to build this, so I decided to. So let's get into it. So we start with Amon's follower Fate Collector, which is if this card boosts the Vanguard and you have six cards in your soul, six or more cards in your soul, you can put it into your soul and draw a card. If there were ever a starting Vanguard that I'd run more than one of, it probably would be this guy. I don't, but if I were, it'd probably be this guy, just because, I mean, it's never going to clog, you just boost and draw, so yeah. Then we have the new card, 4 copies of Amon's leader Astaroth, and 4 copies of its mate, which is Demon World Marquis Amon. They just kind of add to be a really great combo, just because this thing in the Vanguard circle gets 1,000 bonus for every card in your soul, and this thing, if it's in Legion, for every 10 cards in your soul, it gets critical +1. So if it's in Legion, already it's at 21, plus you add in the soul. Generally you're going to be around somewhere in the range of 10 to 15. Going over that can kind of lead to problems. But yeah, you're going to be around 10 to 15. I guess it's technically more this, I think. I don't know which way it's supposed to go. But yeah, it's so 10 to 15 cards in soul. It's really easy to get to that. So let's say you're at, I'll say 13. You're gonna be at 34, naturally just 34, with +1 crit. And then any boost that you have, it quickly becomes something that's really powerful and kind of hard, and just using up multiple cards to guard. Even if it's only 10, you're still at 31 naturally, which means the opponent, if they don't have the perfect card, has to use up, most Vanguards are 11k bases, so let's say it's 11k base. 31, that means just to tie it would be 20, just a tie, which means they have to go over that, so 25 to guard it for one pass, which is gonna be 3 cards. That's if they don't have the perfect card. This deck is extremely weak to perfect card, because generally this is just gonna be your really big attack. Luckily, perfect card, most of your opponent can have is 4, but it just kind of sucks when they have it like multiple turns in a row, because if you can't finish off your opponent quickly, then you kind of start struggling with the deck a little bit. For grade 2s, we have 4 copies of Amon's follower Hellsdraw. So if this thing is called to a rear guard, and you have an Amon in your if you have any Amon card in your Vanguard circle, whether it's a follower or the leader or Amon itself, you get to Soul Blast 2 or Soul Charge 2. Then there's Free Traveler, which is when it's called to either Vanguard or Rearguard. and you have a Dark Irregular Vanguard, you can counterblast 1, and then you choose any Dark Irregular, any grade 2 or less Dark Irregular from your deck, and put it into the soul. You're going to get Dimension Creeper with that, so that's really good. Again, just building up more soul. Then we have 3 copies of Amon's follower, Ron Geenan. It's just the 12k for Amon. Yep. Then there's the best grade 1 in the deck, which is Dimension Creeper. Basically, if this is what you're really hoping to get to your soul, if you do the free traveler, this is what you're automatically putting into soul. So if it's in your soul, you can send it to your drop zone and soul charge 2. So yeah, you recycle through these a lot, and it just allows you to really add up soul really quickly. Then we got Amon's follower, Vlad Specula. It's the perfect card. 3 copies of Amon's follower, Hell's Deal, which is the same thing as a Hell's Draw. If you call to a rear guard and you have an Amon Vanguard, you get the Soul Blast 2, or Soul Charge 2, sorry. And then 3 copies of Doreen the Thruster. She just becomes really big, because you're just constantly like soul charging, so she's just constantly really big, and she stays big as a as either a boost, or you can put her in front row since she'll be big enough to attack herself a lot of times. So yeah. Then we have 4 copies of Dark Nightmare Land for crits, and 4 generic crits. This thing's just really good because it allows you to put it into soul and give power, so more power. Then we got Hysteric Shirley as our draw trigger, which is, this thing's so amazing because it's literally just put it into the soul to soul blast something. So let's say you you have too many Demon World Marquees in soul. You really need it into your drop zone, so that way you can Legion. You can call this guy or girl, I'm not sure, put it in soul blast this out of your deck, and then you can Legion, because now this is in your drop zone. And then 4 heal triggers, obviously. That's the deck. Kind of like it. It's not really competitive, but I don't think that's really the point. It's kind of fun. It allows you to really just have a few columns that are just really big attacking columns that your opponent has to guard, so it can kind of quickly use up your opponent's hand. So yeah, that's all I've got for you. Until later, see you, YouTube.